Good afternoon. My name is Dr. John Martin Petzet, Director of Choral Activities at the University of Nebraska-Kearney, and I am absolutely excited to be with you today. I'm so thankful for Kim and the South Dakota music educators for inviting me. So this is my first session in your state, and I'm just glad to be here. So this session, this is 15 plus accessible pieces for high school choirs. And I guess I should start off by saying it would have been 15 plus a few more, but with the limitations of COVID and just these electronic reading sessions, they have a limited amount of pieces that we can have. And by the way, J.W. Pepper has done, as they always do, an incredible job of offering this service to us. I mean, even though it's not paper, it still costs time and money and energy. And I think we're very fortunate to have such a benevolent group of people to offer this service to us, so that during this pandemic we can still keep on finding new music for our choirs, which is my goal for you today. So please support J.W. Pepper. They've been very kind to me with these sessions through the years, and certainly kind to the choral conducting community. So a couple of reasons for the session today. First of all, years ago I developed a session called, as you might expect, 15 plus pieces for small church choirs. And back in Louisiana, I was at the church and I was looking through the library and finding these pieces, and my choir was really small. I had two tenors, and one of them was a doctor, and he was on call, and sometimes he couldn't be there, and a handful of basses, and it was just hard to find music. If there was any divisi at all in your one on a part, they weren't comfortable doing that. If there was even Latin or a foreign language, it just was not something that was going to be accessible to them. And so I had to become really creative and find good pieces for church. Well, then I was out doing honor choirs, and the old adage, or the standard for honor choirs, is that you pick music that is typically more difficult than any one school could do, depending on the state that you're going to, and then you're giving these kids an experience of music that they can't do unless all of these great singers come together. And so I would pick these more difficult pieces with divisi and foreign language, or other difficult aspects, and the kids really struggled. They just couldn't do it. And so I began searching for music, and then I would go out and recruit in the high schools. And everybody wants to do Eric Whitacre and 8-part Moses Hogan, and these are works that we should be doing, but unfortunately, a lot of these smaller towns, they're just not, they don't have the numbers to pull these things off. And so I began searching for some pieces that are super effective, that offer great opportunities for our students, but are a little more simple or accessible. And so I ask you to bear with me on the technology. I've spent hours here in my office playing with Zoom and making sure that I don't waste your time. So hopefully by now you have, I may have to add it to the YouTube video later, but hopefully the convention has given you, will have to have access to the online e-print, or the list of repertoire that J.W. Pepper is granting you access to. So hopefully you've got that by now, but I'm going to make the video now, and then maybe I can put it at the bottom of the email or of the YouTube video. But at any rate, our first piece is called Eyes the By. It's by Robert Swift. And what I'm going to do here, obviously, there's no pianist. We can't really hear each other like a normal reading session. And so I'm going to play some YouTube videos. The quality, is better on some, not as good on others. But it's really just a chance for you to hear the piece, and that's really the goal here. You know, we would normally sing the pieces, and then you would decide if you like this piece or if it works for your choir or whatever that might be. And I'll offer some features of the piece because we probably just with time won't get to listen to everything. So so let's start with our first piece. I'm going to bring up the video and share the screen.
I's the boy that builds a boat. I's the boy that sails her. I's the boy that catches the fish and takes them home to Liza. I's the boy that does all the work. I's the boy with muscle. I's the boy with brain and brawn. My middle name is Hustle.
Okay, so you get the idea, those two parts there primarily, but there's great solos in this piece. Great solos in this piece, chance to learn about the Newfoundland area, and there's a lot of repetition and a chance to build tone. But it's just a fun piece. Okay, so let's move on. The next is completely different. This is a Mendelssohn piece, Verleih uns Frieden. And before you think, oh, Mendelssohn, my choir can't sing that, give this piece a listen, look at the music. It's very simple. It's like singing a hymn in church. But I just mean it's that kind of simple, homophonic. And we have a really, really fantastic recording here at the University of North Texas. So let's listen.
Oh
Okay, so you get a sense of this piece. It's beautiful, it's simple, and then the last verse, if you will, is just it's just all four parts together, basically like a hymn. And the German is very simple, and it's the same text over and over. So please don't think, oh, UNT, Mendelssohn, my kids can't do it. They really can. It's a great chance to expose them to 19th century music. Okay, let's press on. The next piece is an Eric Whitacre piece. Again, Whitaker's known for clusters, divisi, but this piece is not one of those examples. There's very little divisi in this. So this is the Seal Lullaby, and let's see. Here we are. Okay, so this is a great piece to talk about nuance. So they're not just a metronome, ebb and flow, rubato, vowel. The ooh sound of lips forward, ooh, is a great opportunity in this piece. But they really have to listen as an ensemble. I would mix my singers for a piece like this. But a great, just a wonderful work. And again, not a lot of divisi. Choir of 20 kids could do this piece. They could do it. Okay, our next piece is I Am in Need of Music by David Brunner. I think David Brunner writes some really unique, neat music. Let me pull it up here. Again, I love his music, the nuance that is built into it, and it's very minimal. You know, there's very not a lot of division here. If it is, it's a third or a fifth in the middle of a chord or something. The rubato built in, the breath support, the lines. There's just great opportunities here. You know, the sopranos divide a couple of times. But it's in the texts are always, they never disappoint with David Byrne. So hope you will check that piece out. And I intentionally, for some of these, tried to find a high school choir recording since this session is all about high school choir. So so that you would hear it in the idiom that it's meant for. Not that these pieces can only be done by high schools, but that since that's what the session's about. So next, I chose an early music piece, I Have Longed for Thy Saving Help by William Byrd. Great, easy anthem that they can sing. Again, it really just has two sections of music. It's very simple. You could talk about tonal music versus modal music. You could talk about you know, the 16th, 17th century style, imitation. There's so many great things to expose your young singers to. But this is it's just a gem. And your kids can do it. They can do it. Don't be afraid of early music. Don't be afraid. Okay, really popular composer right now. This is "Oh Love" by Elaine Hagenberg.
Oh,
hate to cut that off. It's such great music. But once again, Elaine Hagenberg is just really popular right now. The music's almost folksy, which the kids will totally get into. But it's really high quality choral music. Very, very homophonic. There's almost not a single accidental in the entire piece, which is why it's another reason that it's super accessible. There's a small amount of divisie, but you're talking like roots and fifths, an occasional 4/3 suspension. It's just great accessible music. So another really popular composer. Well, actually, I have to do one more first. Sorry, I was out of order. So the next piece is "Lead Me On" by Brian Schmidt, who is last I checked down at Baylor. "Lead Me On." This is a great a cappella piece. Let's give it a listen. Again, give your singers the chance to sing a cappella. Trust that they can do it. And there's slight dissonance in there. There's a very small amount of divisie, I think maybe even in the tenor sections as well. But it's just a wonderful piece to teach them to build some lines horizontally this way, to keep the breath support, take a breath and come back in, stagger breathing, kind of that ensemble listening skill. Wonderful piece, and a beautiful text as well. Okay, what I meant to get to before was Dan Forrest, another very popular composer. I did this piece and was fortunate enough to conduct orchestra with the choir this past December. So let's listen to "See Amid the Winter's Snow." wish we had more time. Such a great piece. That's almost like the sister piece to "Oh Love," Elaine Hagenberg, because they're both G major and they're both almost no accidentals and they're both about the same tempo, but both terrific pieces for your young singers. All right, let's press on. Next, I'd like to look at "There Has to Be a Song" by Andrea Ramsey. This is almost a gospel feel. Well, yeah, it says gospel swing. A lot of unison in here. Sorry, I should come back to me, I guess. Here we go. A lot of unison, great style with the swinging eighth notes. But the harmonies are just fun, and the message is just pro music. I mean, it's just music can give us a lift. Music can make us feel better. So let's have a listen here to and again, there's no divisi. If there is, it's very little. It's just a fun piece. So let me pull up "There Has to Be a Song." I think I would take that piece slower, just to, because when you do those, to be, I'd let those notes last a little bit longer, but that's just a subjective comment. And by the way, that was one of the only recordings I think I have on the J.W. Pepper website. So please support J.W. Pepper. They were our sponsor here in this session. We got about 15 more minutes and 6 or 7 more pieces to get through. So let's keep it moving here. Who Are the Brave? This piece has been around a long time by Joseph Martin. There's a men's arrangement of this too. But this is just, if you're looking for a patriotic piece, this is a wonderful, wonderful, moving, but simple piece. So let's listen to it.
There's been a request that we don't have any flash photography pictures. So if you would please be kind. Someone might have trouble seeing. Brave. That's just kind of.
right, there you have it. Who are the brave? You can hear a lot of unison. Let me come back, sorry. A lot of unison in this piece. Some tempi changes, which of course, great chance to teach the choir to watch the conductor. And then there's some four-part singing too, but it's never overly demanding. Wonderful text by J. Paul Williams, and none of the ranges extend too high, and it really kind of stirs a core inside the kids to do something for their country. So it's just a nice piece. Okay, the next piece is Ose Shalom. I've done this for a few holiday concerts. This is John Levitt. String accompaniment is available. I didn't point out all the instrumental options on these pieces, but you should see it in the music. This is Ose Shalom. Jump ahead here. Yeah, just a lush, beautiful. It really doesn't get any more complicated. Doesn't really get any more complicated than that. You can hear the violin and the clarinet, I think it is. Yeah, well, and strings. But again, the diction is not hard for this. It's a lot of thirds and doubled thirds singing, and can teach the harmonic minor scale with the augmented second between the 6th and 7th scale degrees. It's just a wonderful way to introduce your students to, Hebrew culture. Okay, let's go on to River in Judea. This is my second John Levitt piece. It's a lot like the Andrea Ramsey piece earlier. It's just fun. You just sing it. River in Judea. So just another great piece the soloists can sing at the beginning, and it's a great chance to teach them to scoop. Oftentimes I dream of music. Don't let them sing in a traditional choral sound. That's not what this piece is. So let them be soloists. Maybe change the rhythm a little bit. Feature some of your best singers. But it's just a fun piece. What can I say? All right, we got two more to get to, and we're gonna have time. This next one is Onata Lux. This is obviously a Latin text by Tom Porter from 2005. And I've done this with honor choirs before. Nice piece there. Nice piece. Not too long of a text, and it really just continues to, sorry about that. It continues to, the A section at the beginning is simpler. By the final A section, it's actually four-part singing, so it really grows the choir into that and the imitation therein. So nice piece. All right, last one. We have just a couple minutes. This is Kuimba Nafsi Yangu by Jacob Narverud down in Kansas.
This is what it's like wearing regular shoes.
I
No all-around support.
knew we would have at least one of these commercials.
It's all the comfort and support.
All right. There's your key change, and we go back to the original section. I have 30 seconds. That was all the music. I think that's 14 pieces in all. I will do my very best to get you the list of those YouTube links. Maybe I can get it up on the screen somehow, or put a link to it in the YouTube video. And would like to have my business card information to you just in case you have any questions. And then, of course, we'll get you the information for the link to J.W. Pepper. But I am out of time, 50 minutes, and I'm at 49:55. So I'm very appreciative to South Dakota music educators. I hope you found this helpful, and I'm super appreciative to J.W. Pepper. Please support them, and please contact me if you have any questions. Any way I can help your choral program, I am happy to do so. So thank you for watching today, and have a great rest of the year. Take care.